What up, fish tank people? FishtankTV.com. Dustin's Fish Tanks bringing it to you on a Sunday, baby. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well, and I hope the snails in your tank are doing well. That's right, folks, because it's Sunday, it's Species Sunday, and I got a super duper snail species Sunday for you all. But first, a note about snails. I rock snails. I love snails. I've got snails all over the place in here. I've got a bajillion snails out in the greenhouse. I like them. They're part of nature. They sift around. They eat off dead stuff. Every now and then they grab a plant, but whatever. You don't like snails, you get a loach. Loaches will keep them in check. But some of y'all are snail haters and don't like snails, so before I give you 3 species of snails, I want to talk about how you can never have snails in your tank in the first place. How to kill snails up first. Let's roll out to the greenhouse, shall we? Alright, so if you don't want to have any snails in your tank, the easiest way to not have snails in your tank is to never let them in your tank in the first place. There's 2 ways you can go about this. One, you can get tissue culture plants. This is a pretty tight crypt flamingo right here. Tissue culture, grown sterilely environment, whatever, they're not going to bring snails into your tank. Or you get plants the old-fashioned way, like this wonderful big Aponjaton bolivianus. You can see this sucker right here has all kinds of big old snails on its leaves there. You can check that out. One right there. And what you do, this is simple, folks. Like, you have all this stuff at home. All you need to do is get a gallon of, big old bucket of water, so about a gallon of water out of your tank. And the reason you want to use water out of your tank is it's the same temps and everything as your tank. What you do, you take that gallon of water, put it into a big old bucket like this, and then you go down to your mom's laundry area and you grab yourself some bleach. Doesn't matter what brand, this just happens to be Clorox. And this is the tricky part. Now, kids at home, if you get bleach on your clothes, your mom will kill you. Ask me about how I know this. When I was a youngster, I did. So do not get bleach on your clothes, and be careful. Bleach is bleach, and you do not need much of it at all, okay? We need 5 milliliters. Those of you who don't know the metric system, it's about this size cap right here. So what I'm going to carefully take this, and I'm going to pour just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of bleach in here. Like, that's all the more you need. Like, just 5 milliliters. Like, less is more of this stuff, okay? It's bleach. I poured my gallon in here. Now, look, I don't want to roll the dice on having it be too concentrated in bleach, so I'm actually going to add a little bit more tank water into this here, just to be on the safe side. And then what you do is you get your plants prepped. Your plants are nearby. You take it, you pour that in there, and then all you got to do is take and dip this plant very quickly in this. Now we're only doing about a 5 or 10 count, okay? You take this, you take the plant. Now look, we got a little bleach bubbling action. I don't know if you can see that in there. So we want to be quick about this. We don't want to do more than like a 10 count, and we just dip the plant in there. Here we go. So we take the plant. We dip it down into the bleach water like this. Give it a big swirl, count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That should kill anything. Now what we want to do is we want to dump this out pretty quick. So we dump that out, and then we quickly add new water either from your tank or from the tap. I went and ran it from the tap because it's cheaper. If you can do it, or quicker, you can do it out of tank, that's fine. And then you re-rinse the plant. That's very important. You re-rinse the plant right here like this so that all that nasty bleach water is off the plant. You carefully with it, and you look, you should not see any snails, so you got to kind of inspect it, but definitely the snails are no longer on here. I use the big leaf Aponjaton bolivianus here. Now look, this is hard on the plant, like the plant does not like this, but it'll kill the snails that are on your plant, should kill any of the eggs. You can see there are no more snails sitting on my wonderful Aponjaton bolivianus. So now this is ready to go, but I like snails and I can't wait to show you guys some sweet species. It's Sunday, it's Species Sunday, and I've got 1, 2, 3 species of snails for you all. But first, if you've got algae in your tank, that's your fault, that's your problem, okay? The snails I'm about to show you aren't going to fix your algae problem. Your lights are on too long, you got a nutrient, too much nutrients, too much fish waste, something's going on that's causing algae. They might do an alright job of eating some of the algae, but don't rely on them to fix the problem. They're just like a band-aid. So you got to fix what's up with your lights, or your algae issues are deeper than the snails can handle. That said, here's 3 tight species of snails. Here we go. The first one I want to talk about are the Nanites snails, from the Greek god of the underwater, Nanites or whatever. We got ourselves some tiger Nanites right here. Got the cool red and like black dots on them. Really sweet looking. I like these. I've also got the zebra that I've been keeping as well. Really cool looking shells on these. Now what's tight about these, and kind of unfortunate, is they don't reproduce. They need salt water or raised in salinity to produce. So they're not going to like replicate in your aquarium, which is a good thing if you're not wanting to have too many snails. They're from Africa, Mozambique, South Africa, all around there. And they get a little bit bigger than that. But I love the Nanites snails. Definitely a cool one. Nice little scavenger. Best looking shells as far as I'm concerned. So definitely a fun one to check out. Come in a bunch of different varieties. I've also got for y'all some assassin snails. Now assassin snails are tight. I'm showing them second only because the third one's even better. But these are assassin snails up in here. I've been keeping these for like 6 months. I love them. Now look, they're fast for a snail. I mean, they get after it. You can see their little top part sticks up every now and then. They cruise around. And you can see this shell right here. Like, they're just opportunistic predators. They come in, bam, like taking out smaller snails, no problem. That shell right there is from an assassin snail. They cruise kind of like just below the substrate line and do a nice job. Makes them, actually, I like them because you can find them pretty easy because they just get slightly above or below the surface. So definitely a lot of fun with the assassin snails. Don't get much bigger than that. They will turn on each other if they don't have enough food, so make sure there is stuff for them to scavenge on. And then finally, these are my favorite. These take the cake. Mystery snails. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the scientific name. It's in the comments below. Mystery snails are tight. I love me some mystery snails. From South America. Come in a bunch of different colors. I've just been loving on them. I've got the gold and the ivory that I've just really been digging. And I'll tell you, I fell in love with these snails. When I put them in here, I had a ton of this stringy algae. Check out this footage. This is why I leave the camera in the greenhouse. Look at these snails just slurping up this algae like it's wet noodles. Just slurping it up. Prolific breeders, they will, I don't know, they go above the surface to breed, and then like they lay eggs, they come down, so you can probably not worry about them like overtaking your tank. But I love them. They come in gold, ivory, black. Yeah, I've been loving me some snails. So yeah, drop me a comment. Tell me what you love, what you hate, what you know about some snails in the comments, what's your favorite, that sort of thing. If you like what I'm doing, subscribe. Everybody have a fabulous freaking weekend, and tank on. Later.